Hey, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Let me mute this over here. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Alexis, you are the number one person in the live. Thanks. Like you're here right before I got here. Thank you for being up. All right, let's see. Wait for a few more minutes for a couple other people. How are you doing today? Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. And you saying that Lauren, she's in trouble. She's definitely in trouble. I see we got some more people. Hey guys, say hello. Me and Alexis don't want to feel like we're in here by ourselves. Say hello so we can see. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good day. Are you all celebrating Father's Day? Okay, I see we got internet and we got now I can't say your name. Give me Tanessa. That's what it looks like. Okay. And Betty, good morning. Tanessa, tell me if I said it right. Oh, thanks. Good. Because sometimes I will tear up a name and I don't mean to. It's just that I have to break it down from the second part of the name. But yeah, okay. All right. So let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so y'all, I'm getting better now. That's not what I wanted. See, I didn't figure it out. I can see it on both sides now. Oh, okay, here it goes. There it goes. Okay, 1 second. Let me do the poll right quick. Oops. Okay, let me know if you guys could see the poll that I've just put out there because I'm going between two. Hey, Dolly. Okay, Tanessa. All right. Good morning, Dolly. Okay, so Internet saying Lauren is in big trouble. Did you see when Dan called Wayne and oh, Wayne hung up. Oh, he called him and then I seen the skit, but I thought Wayne didn't answer. I didn't know that I didn't realize that Wayne actually picked up when Dan said hello. You know Wayne is not getting in no mess. I said Wayne need to give Stevie and Kiki writing jobs. Girl, that Stevie, she is a mess. I don't know who's giving part of her material, but somebody said, "Well, you know, they're acting," but I'm like, I think they don't give them line for line. on what they have to say. I think they kind of give them a general idea, and Stevie seemed like some of that is just her. She is a mess now. Her going to pull that daggone fire alarm yesterday with Bethany, that was brave. That was brave because I was like, Stevie, no, you didn't. You with Bethany of all people. I'm having a nice Sunday, Dolly. I get up early and I still wind up just barely making it at 12 o'clock. Oh, you Dolly, you said teens are writing all the scripts. Well, there might not be teens, but they're probably 20 somethings that are doing a lot of the writing. You know, it's not a lot of older people. Because some of it is like, okay, where y'all getting this stuff from? See, I don't see the poll. It didn't come over on my side on StreamYard, but it is on. I can't tell, and I don't like the way it looks, but it is on the YouTube side. Okay, I don't want it ended. All right. Gets used to I had to get used to it, well, just because I can do certain things in StreamYard and I can do certain things in YouTube. So the poll goes in YouTube and I'm in StreamYard. So I'm doing two softwares at a time, but I'm glad I was able to figure this out yesterday. Yeah, there's a younger group out there writing because, well, they're going based off of what they know what's going on and not what we know. So, because this is all getting all jumbled up and they don't have an attention span. So they can't keep one story going without jumping someplace else. Yeah, thanks, Dolly and Antoinette, for letting me know you see it. All right. Yeah, because they jumping and jumping and jumping. All right, so who we gonna talk about this morning? Who we got? Who we got? I said, let me see, I got somebody out here. First off, I wanted to show y'all this. Did y'all see this? This is the Congolese soccer team that came to for the World Cup. I love those bags. I love those bags. And then that's their team suit. It seemed the guy, he was on, somebody interviewed him this morning or yesterday, probably, on the, 60% said no. Okay. 60 said no. Oh, most people don't think she really did. Okay. So then it's gonna hurt somebody. He is. He is. Good morning, Miss Fatel. How you doing? But yeah, I just wanted to show this. It's like if you haven't seen it, this like here is nice. I love this bag. I wish that there's a way. I'm sure there will be a way that that bag will be produced soon, and hopefully they give the designer his credit because he's also Congolese, and I think he lives in France now. He said, but yeah, he's like he wanted to have something that shows the dignity of the Congo, because people always put them down and say bad things about them, the what is the Ebola and stuff like that. So he's like, he wanted to get a positive message out about the Congo. And I was like, yeah, that's a positive message. Because people were like going in, it's like they all had on this suit and everybody had a bag like that. I was like, okay. Like, I didn't know if anybody had seen that, but I was like, yeah, I like that. Okay, I didn't get anything for Dan and I didn't get that picture because I wasn't sure if we were gonna talk about them or not. So Larry's, I did not watch any those skits. I started, but I couldn't finish the watching Larry getting all his gifts. And that was nice of Bethany to take the girls to go and get his gifts. I seen the one gift, the big like a blanket, like you're the best dad, and Brooke and they got him a iPhone. I was like, okay, that was nice of Bethany. Because she was like, well, I didn't get a Mother's Day, so why am I gonna get you a Father's Day? But she came through. That's a good thing. But I didn't see the rest. But yeah, he is like good father figure to those girls. I mean, he's Brooke's father, but he's also a good father figure for Destiny and now for Stevie. I mean, some people do need a father figure in their lives, and they needed it. So, good morning, Hope. That's what I said. DC and Rosie are too old to be relishing in somebody's misfortune. I'm like, come on. Really? Rosie running around eavesdropping on everybody's conversation except her and DC. Because DC tell lying to her. Did you see where she said, my baby got us this house? And D looked like you didn't look at that, did you, Rosie? Because D told was telling you how he got you that house and he took you over there to the ghetto. And Erica were already at the house. I tell you. Hey Lala, good morning or good afternoon. I'm sorry. But yeah, Erica's character, I like Erica. But I don't like Erica when she's being in a relationship. All of her relationships go the same way. So she just need not to be in a relationship until until she gets the right one or something, because everyone she runs off, she do this, she do that. She's just not good in a relationship. But I like Erica's character overall. I, you know, yeah, that's true, Dolly. It's like, how did he get the house and D upstairs in the master bedroom? How did he get the house when they were at the ghetto and Dee and Erica were already at the house before they ever got there? Rosie, make it make sense. Yeah, Tanessa says she can't find true love. It's like she always gets in a relationship where something happens like real quick, and I don't know, because I didn't like Lawrence anyway. I just didn't like Lawrence's character. So I didn't like him. I didn't like Lawrence. But I did like the other guy, that Lawrence's friend. But of course, she couldn't be with Lawrence's friend because that wouldn't be right. So, but I kind of did like him for her. And they tell me that that's her man anyway. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, I like their chemistry much better than her and Lawrence. Hope says Bethany always has an ulterior motive. The iPhone is a way to keep up with Larry. Well, he has to also agree to share his location. And knowing Larry, he might not. Yeah, and Lala said Erica, she is a good actress, definitely. And Dolly says, I like Erica too. My daughter was following her before the skits from movies Erica played in. But yeah, she's a good actress, and I like her. But I think I liked when her and Sarah were friends, and I think her and Sarah are going to make up and become friends again. Well, because they're sisters. But yeah, with the love life, Erica, mm-mm, it's not working in these skits. Y'all won't let it work in these skits. Dolly says, I thought, oh yeah, Alec and Aunt Erica had chemistry too. Yeah, they most definitely did. But I understand that's who she's dating. And yeah, they had very good chemistry. I wish they would have kind of pursued that, but you know, I'm sure he's busy otherwise. And Alexa says Wayne and Tamara are together in real life. Said Tamara is about to go to jail. Alexa, is that real life too? How's she going to jail? Alexa, stop. Lord, you know she thinking I'm talking to her. Why? What is she going to jail for? Or are you saying on the skit she about to hurt Lauren? Yeah, Shayla was the one that did. She did something. I forget what it was that she did now. I'm sure she probably didn't, probably got a slap on the hand. If they've never done anything, a lot of time they give them a diversion program or something where they have to do some community service or something like that. Pay a fine, do community service. Y'all saw Tasha up in there reporting for community service at the gym in her high heels and her skirt. Oh, there it goes, finally. Oh, nobody's really thinking that she really terminated that. And anybody remember what Shayla did? I know somebody remembers what Shayla did a couple of months ago, which is why she could be going to jail, but I don't know. Unless Tamara on the skits is gonna go to jail for beating down Lauren, which Lauren ain't even worth it. I wouldn't even fight her. I would not be worried about fighting her, and definitely over Wayne. That's a waste of time. Oh, Curtis and Princess. You know something? Listening to that yesterday with Curtis and Princess. Okay, because I had to go back and see when Melissa came to town And I'm like, okay, so what's she coming there for? Because she was like telling her when I watched the one with Hollywood, she telling her, I got business to take care of or whatever. So when that person on the phone said, oh, so she about to kick Lawrence. But yes, yes, yes. Well, like I said, I don't think she should. But getting back to Melissa, when I heard that person say make daddy proud, I'm like, is that um Deuce, or is that just her man saying make daddy proud? Because I've seen Deuce on Facebook a couple of times, and I think he said they're coming back. And one post he was like, "I'm trying to get back, and get our storyline back on." And then he's like, "With Melissa's back." So I'm like, "Are they bringing Deuce back too?" But yeah, that would be good. And it's like, I don't like Curtis at all. Curtis, because I watched the skits where he, number one, he had dropped her off outside the office, the whatever they call the office that night, and just left her there in the rain, and she had to go inside the building and go to sleep on the couch. That was like, mm-mm. And then he had that woman at their house. Now I wonder if he moved her out of that house because the side piece wanted their house. And I bet she'll be living there. That's why she came over there and said she wanted to buy that particular house. Now Curtis bought that house for her. That's low down, low down, low down. He's buying that house, and they moved out quick. And now the side piece she's gonna be in that house. And so now it's like this crazy. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what type of business he does because he got a whole lot of money and I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know if they ever told us what he does for a living. Oh, Dolly said Shayla was said to have taken something illegal into a correction facility. Ooh. I remember an incident about her, but I didn't remember it was that. And Dolly says Mr. Mitchell is going to pay for Dom's mother to move to Atlanta. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of that skit this morning too. Like, doesn't Mr. Mitchell know that that woman is not all the way there? Because being Dom's mother, Dom ain't all the way there. So Mr. Mitchell, they won't give him a rightful woman either. I tell you. They got him going after Dom, and then he's going after her mother, and she's not all the way. She's not a move. Her elevator doesn't always go up to the top. I tell you. Dolly said Curtis doesn't treat Princess like she's his wife. He treats her like she's his possession, almost. Like he throws money at her and everything's okay. He's another one of them throw money men. And you just supposed to shut up and take it. Yeah. Denise said, for some reason, I thought when Piari came into the skits that she might had an older child. For some reason, now it's showing up. Yeah, I don't remember whether she had a child or an older child or not. Hey, Keisha and Janice, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Dolly. Dolly said, "Why did we get three Dalen and PRE skits? Everybody shows up at Dalen's doorstep with an issue." I said the same thing. I was like, Dalen, I'm tired of you taking in strays. Send them home. Send them home. Yesterday, I did a just a little short skit with a couple of others, a short review with a couple of others, because they didn't even really need anything intense. And I told Dalen, it's like, leave that girl alone. You already know what's gonna happen. That the brother's girlfriend, she gonna wind up wanting to be with Dalen. Then she going to Dalen asking about her, about his brother. Is he cheating? Dalen said he don't know. Now leave him alone. And gonna send her about his business. Cause everybody to come over there wind up staying. Like Dalen be taking in strays. You need to start taking in maybe stray animals, because the stray people, they're not doing it for you at all. Oh, okay. So Tanessa said Curtis is supposed to be watching someone that is working for, and he used up some of that money and bought that house. Well, Melissa, Princess might not have a place to live soon. Yeah, I kind of knew that Piari. I don't know. I kind of figured that Piari would go to Dalen, because that was the only other person that she could probably tell that to, that maybe not judge her, because they both, they've known each other that long. And I didn't know, I wasn't sure whether Dalen knew about her and Anthony, but I see he didn't. And the thing was that when Dalen was trying to date Piari, Anthony never told him that, they had crossed the line, that anything ever happened to them. He was just trying to discourage Dalen by saying, "Oh, you not Piari's type," and this and that. And that doesn't always discourage people. If you got something to say, but just say it. Now, you didn't want to tell that you and her had messed around, but you trying to tell him, or that he was basically trying to tell him he wasn't good enough for PRE, which Dalen didn't care. He was gonna try anyway. And I think he over there looking like, dang, you let me try to date you, and you and my best friend, one of our best friends, also had something going on at one point, and neither one of you told me. See, Dalen, they've been oh Lord, they've been messing over you for years now. Hemi's girl said they took down the fourth skit of Piari spilling the tea about Aunt. They took it down because she told him. She definitely told him about the baby and everything. It's like you took it down too late, y'all, because we already saw that. We got that. And Dolly says, Tanessa, Facebook commentators had me laughing about Melissa then turned to J Diva and Curtis playing with fire. Yeah. Happy Sunday, Hemi girl. Thanks for stopping by. I definitely I appreciate you. Oh, and him Dolly saying she hadn't watched that one yet. Though I guess the fourth one with Piari and Dalen. And Tanessa says Dalen and Piari are deemed bad. Dalen believes anything someone tells him without looking at the whole situation, doesn't he? Though he is so gullible. That comes from having that overbearing mother, and she kind of tried to save him from everything, and he can't even be a man. He ain't, poor thing. Because everybody that comes in and gives him a sob story, he's fine with it. Oh, it was the one, oh, where he told Aunt, she told him about Aunt Indonesia. Oh yeah, I saw that one last night too, where she said, I don't know if she gave a name, but she did say, he got a girlfriend, a new little girlfriend. Hey Sharon, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know why they took I don't know why they would have taken that one down. So y'all seen Peori was back at Anthony's house this morning. Now I thought from the title they were gonna, do something, but I see they showed they had a flashback between the two of them. So Zendaya believes everything people say. He does. He's a med. Yeah. Let me see who else I got on deck. Oh, these people right here. The contractor and his girlfriend. Now, what y'all think about this one? So everybody in this deal is they all shisty. I understand Angelina now a little bit more with the business and why she's trying to sabotage because she's on to Ken, Keith, whatever. She's on to him that he's trying to take over Brody's business because Brody is slow. We just have to go along with it. Brody is slow. Maybe that's where Shayla got it from. But Brody is slow. Yeah, Sharon, it's like you agree. Yeah, it's an interesting skit because Brody is like, so and I understand why she was doing it because I didn't understand at first why she was sabotaging. It's like that's your business too. But since Brody's trying to slip the business from up underneath she's trying to slip it from up underneath him and Ken before Ken gets in it. But now they got this contractor, and he gonna take it from all of them. Listen, Brody's slow. It does. It makes a lot of sense that Brody is kind of slow there. He thinks he's in charge, but Angelina has been in charge the whole time. She's the one that's been running the business, and she tells us that, but we don't believe it. But yeah, she's been doing everything the whole time. So I know he told his girlfriend that they were going, that it's a lot of money because he was trying to get Angelina to give him like 500,000 because I think she gave him 250 and he wanted another 250. But his business is probably worth a lot more than that because he has that construction company. But and I'm sure it's probably worth more than 1 million. So he's getting both of them. Now he's gonna probably keep getting money from Angelina, and he's gonna start getting money from Ken, and he'll probably get some from Brody as well. And since they all gonna try to pay him off, if I take it too. So yeah, Dolly, we definitely can see why Angelina ran the business. Okay, it's like y'all. Hey Nanya, thank you, thank you, thank you for stopping by before you leave the house. I know you're going to church today and have dinner with your hubby. But yeah, we see now why Angelina had to be Angelina. That because she Brody is he's slow. He's slow. So y'all think that this is Keith and not Ken because Keith, I don't know. Because I was wondering where I'm still wondering where Mama Nat is and why he left. He left the other lady, and I can't think of her right now, and went back to Mama Nat. Now he done went all the way to somebody else, and this woman, and I guess he's using her as well, because it seems like he's just using her to get the real estate business, to get the real estate and find the properties, and that's what he's using her for. And she thinks she's going to have a going to get something out of it, and I don't know that she will. Sharon said they're double crossing everybody. Yes, they are. They're definitely, one is double crossing the other. At least it's something different for us to focus on, because that other stuff gets to you after a while. And Dolly says the contractor will get money three ways and then pull the wool over their eyes. Yeah, that's what it seems like now. I'm quite sure, since they're showing us this much, it's not going to work out that way. It's going to be something that's going to come in and flip it all around. And Nanya's saying, good morning, Antoinette. Betty says, does anyone know who was knocking at the door? It was Brody. They said it was Brody. In this skit, the lady said, "Oh, that was a trip, so it was a surprise with Brody showing up." Yeah, so I don't know why Brody showed up, but I guess something moved him to show up. And Dolly saying hi to Nanya, Sharon saying that double crossing. Nanya said, "Yes, I think it may be Keith. Talk to you later. I'll see you later. Enjoy your church service and your lunch brunch and with your husband." And Nanya saying hello to everybody, and Sharon saying hello to Nanya and Dolly. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because they didn't even show us that skit, which is like, why y'all dropping the ball so much and not showing some things? Because that was something that we did need to see, and we need to see Brody's reaction when he got in there and he seen the contractor there. So, but we didn't get to see that reaction. But they were shocked that he came, which I understand. Yeah. All right. Who else do I got on deck over here? Yeah, those are the only ones that I had. I'll go back to yesterday. Sonny and this man right here. They also have Sonny's character stuck in like in typecasted. That's what you call it, typecasted. Just like they have Erica typecasted from when she gets into a relationship and how they go. They have Sonny typecasted because she keeps like going for these people that she barely knows. She keeps just like going after all of these different men. She likes them. If they show her some attention, she automatically kind of gravitates toward them. You would think that her father wasn't in her life, but because she's always seems like she's always looking for validation from men. And I don't understand it. I'm like, you do, your father's there, you got a strong father. It seems as though he was the one who raised you after your mother passed. And I don't understand why she keeps needing all that validation. Antoinette, you said, I like the way Trey was trying to blackmail Amber, but Amber did a 360 by telling him, look, I'll give you Anthony's number. You can call him. Trey was mad because that was his last hope to get back in with Ernestine, and he couldn't use that card. That was his card right there. He couldn't use it. Oh, so Betty, you're saying that she loves him too much to have terminated that. Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I have a feeling, of course, I told y'all yesterday that that adult male will be knocking on Anthony's door saying, "Hi, you my dad." I mean, it's a skit. That's what we think. Because other than that, I don't know. So she probably went home for the because he was well. They said well he was studying for exams, so it was toward the end of school. So she could have went home and had that baby over the summer and came back, and he would not have been the wiser. She knew the sex. So it wasn't like it was that was kind of crazy, but she knew what sex it was, so it wasn't like a early term. It was a late, it had to be, at least what 16, 20 weeks. So she was a couple of months. It wasn't like she was like, 8 weeks or something like that. So I would say, yeah, she may have had it. But getting back to Sunny, okay, so now this is another, whoever's writing their scripts, can we please not have the two sisters wanting the same man once again? Why we go back? Is this all we have? Because now Elena wanted this man, but he wanted Sonny, and I don't trust him either. So, Sonny, you about good not to not want him, and I'm glad you kind of stood 10 toes down and basically told him no, that you were not going to do that to your sister, and because it's not worth it. You don't even know that man like that. It's not like it was Mike or somebody that you've known for a while and you've grown really, really fond of. You was in love with Mike. But anyway, it's not like it's that. It's somebody that both of y'all met at the same time. You don't even know him. And you still haven't seen his grandmother. He could be lying about his grandmother. Do you really think that, Antoinette? That he's going to cut ties with Denisha and try with Piari? I don't know. Mm, not sure about that. What else? What do y'all think? Because I just don't know. I prefer him to stay with Denisha for the skits, for the drama, because Piari is no drama. Yeah, we ended at 63% no, she didn't, and 37% the people think that she did terminate it. But yeah, she hmm, I don't know if he will or not because that would be a decision. I don't well, we wouldn't get the drama out of it. So I don't know that Wayne will allow that one. Because we need the drama with Denisha and Shayla and Amber. Piari and now it's some drama, but yeah, because Shayla would be upset because she thought Piari is her friend. Well, Amber and Piari have never been friends, so it wouldn't hit Amber the same. But with Shayla, it would hit her the same. It would hit her pretty hard because she thinks Piari is her friend. Keisha, I guess that's me too, because I'm like, there's no drama. The drama is a little different than Denisha rather than Piari, and she is rather boring because they really haven't given her a good storyline outside of her being drunk. And when she was with Ron, at least it was a little better, and they were developing her. But once they turned Ron someplace else, we don't even see Peori except she came over to Anthony's and she got drunk with Shayla. But other than that, and everybody's looking at her strange. Even Dalen was looking at her like, "Did you drive? You know, did you Uber?" Because she's out there driving and drinking and driving. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she is kind of boring, boring, boring. But I hope he don't cut no ties with Denisha. I like Denisha's character. I didn't used to, of course, I didn't used to like her, but she's cool now. She's all right. Let me move that one. So, what y'all think about Rosie in DC? Rosie says she's pregnant, and this day was supposed to go half on the baby. I don't know how that's gonna work. I didn't realize that DC still had the barbershop because they don't show it anymore. But supposedly he still has the barbershop. And he told her, don't worry about working. Don't go back to that job that she has because he wants her to stay home now. And that's DC's problem. He does the same thing over and over and over again. Can y'all redevelop these people's characters and have them make better decisions? It's crazy. Like, yeah, because they're crazy. It's like DC is the same. He's the same person with every woman. Now they put Sarah Oliver and Kells together. I don't know how we got there. I have no idea. And I think Libby was supposedly going to work for Erica. Now Libby was working with Kendrick, and now Libby's working for Erica. And who else is an odd couple that they got? Oh, I just had it. I can't think of it. Kendrick and Dawn and Natasha and that boy Jacoby. Like, can y'all please stop this? Y'all just throwing people together. Give Natasha a man of her own caliber, because Jacoby's not it. I think she just likes the sex with Jacoby, and because she can't really like him. But like y'all they just throwing people together, throwing something against the wall and see what works. Because those two are not working at all. They're not believable, and I don't like looking at their skits. Dolly says Amber flipped that call back on Trey real nice. She did. Trey thought he's like, oh well, I'm gonna get your husband's phone. And he just told her that he goes through Ernestine's phone. He told her he goes through Ernestine's phone. Just like I got your number out of Ernestine's phone, I'm gonna get your husband's number. He told on himself. That's why he's gone now. Keisha says, and it seems some. Oh, DC seems to be obsessed with Erica. They seem to be obsessed with Erica. They are, because Rosie wants to be Erica, and Keisha, they have dumbed down Natasha too much. Oh, yes, they are. They dumbed down her way too much with Jacoby. It's like, come on now. And she's like, Dolly says, all the couples you just mentioned are unmatched. They are. They're totally unmatched. Just like, why are we putting these people together? I could see maybe I can't even see Kells with Sarah Oliver. But yeah, Natasha and Jacoby, no. And then DC and Rosie are good. They deserve each other because they both slow. Rosie don't have no sense and she runs over DC, so that's about right. DC needs a woman that's gonna run over him and control him. So that one is cool. But some of the other ones, and Dolly says she don't like how they did Natasha. I don't either. It's like you did Natasha. Y'all did Natasha wrong. Oh, I know one. I didn't get a picture of her though. Shara, her mother. It's not funny. Her mother called and says she's in jail. So now she got Shara. I don't know what Shara's gonna do about her mother being in jail. Because at first she sounded like she was just like disinterested. And I was like, why do you sound disinterested about your mother being in jail? Unless, because we, of course, we don't know, because we never, Shara never talked about her mother, but maybe her mother's always into something. And that's why, because the mother tried to sell something to the police officer. I like, Lord, Shara, who you gonna get? Please don't go get the new burgers to go check on them because they will talk about you forever. Especially Bethany's daddy, Bethany and her family, they will talk about you forever if they find out about that. But yeah, I don't even know. So Shara's mother, it seems like her mother will be making either a guest appearance or she'll wind up being in Atlanta. So we'll see where that one goes. Hey, RD, thank you. And I don't know if we got any men over here, but that thanks for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. I don't. I don't celebrate Father's Day. My father's not here, and my kid's father, I guess they celebrate it with him. They're old enough to do it themselves. Dolly, you said Shara said at the end of the call, I can't. Yeah, because I was like, she sounded very indifferent about her mother, and I was wondering why she didn't call Duchess and let her know. She called Brooke to let her know, but I wonder if she called Duchess to tell her that their mother was in jail, and she's been there for a while. She has no bond, which is crazy. So like, I don't know what she did. I have no idea, but that's crazy. Who else we got? Who else we got? Hey there, Eklund. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Dally says we have 17 likes, 19 watching. Okay, come on, guys. Dolly speaking to RD. Antoinette says, I believe Dan is going to sneak and take Lauren's phone and call Wayne back. Dan will probably take the telephone number out of Lauren's phone and call Wayne. Yeah, because Lauren about to broke her neck when when she seen it when Dan said it's Wayne. Because she was like, don't. She's gonna give it up. But I'm not understanding. Is she really that scared of Dan? Because she's not going to get much more out of him. Because right now he's turning the tables and he's trying to get money out of her. So her gifts are gone. She's not getting any more gifts. So there's no reason to really keep him around except if she's afraid of him. That's the only thing I can think of because she's gotten herself into she got herself into something and she's too deep now. 'Cause that's the only reason to keep him around. 'Cause he's not buying you anything else, lady. Well, he's done with that. So RD says the new skit Anthony forgave PR but refuses. Of course. Anthony will forgive everybody but Amber about Wayne. He's never gonna forgive that. He will never ever forgive that. That's why they should never be together. I don't care if they get past all of the Denisha and Dave and all that stuff, he will still hold that grudge against Amber for Wayne. So it really wouldn't matter for them to get it shouldn't them getting back together. No, because he will never forgive that. Because if he hadn't forgiven it now, he will never forgive it. Oh, she said, Keisha says, I hope Dan pops up at Wayne's mansion one day. Girl, I wouldn't put it past him. And Dolly says, you can't put anything past Dan. You really can't. Antoinette says he snuck and put a tracking device in her car. Yeah, but she said that's why she doesn't drive her car anymore because it has the tracking device in it. But Lauren, all you gotta do is take it to a mechanic or something. They'll find the tracking device and take it out your car and just leave it at the house because you've been leaving the car at the house. So just leave the car, leave the tracking, take the tracking device and leave it at the house. He won't know the difference. Antoinette says, I think she's scared that Dan is going to blow her cover and let Wayne know that she's in a relationship. No, she's in a scammership. That is not a relationship. He thinks it's a relationship, but they in a scammership because they both were trying to scam each other and got her getting caught up. RD said Lauren is just lie all the time. I think Dan will put Lauren up to trying to scam Wayne. He will. He probably will. That's kind of her plan anyway. But Dan will maybe try to get her to get some extra for him. But that's her plan. You heard her say she trying to get 40,000 a month. Are you worth that? I don't know. Dolly says I saw that skit too. RD and Dolly said, "Yeah, Anthony is just awful. I don't even know about Anthony no more. Are these agreements be a scammership? Yep, that's what they are. They're scamming each other big time. Sharing, like exactly. Thanks. Dolly says, right, Miss B has held Oh, Anthony has held on to Amber and Wayne and won't let it go. By now, Anthony should have gotten over it. Well, you can't tell people when to get over stuff, but if you can't let it go, then it's something that you shouldn't be trying to stay with that person as well. Because if you never let it go, you'll always have, like, you'll always throw it up in the other person's face. And who wants to live like that? I don't want to live with you constantly throwing my past up in my face. Just like he doesn't want her, he don't like her throwing Shayla up in his face all the time. Although she has no choice because she got to see Shayla. If they're together, she has to see her because of Kai. But who wants Wayne thrown up in their face all the time? And then Wayne is your confidant. He's the one you call when you need advice. Really? But this is the man that slept with your fiance, and you blame, and you're still mad at your fiance for it. Please get over that. I think that's Wayne's little writing up in there because he wanted to stay important inside of that marriage. So Hemi Girl said, Anthony forgives Piari for taking out his son, but won't forgive Dalen for kissing Amber. Another one. Yeah, another one. He will not forgive Amber. He won't forgive Dalen. It's like, well, you ain't gonna forgive Dave either for making her feel good, as you could say. She got me feeling like this because Dave got her feeling good. So you'll never, when you meet Dave, you'll never forgive him for what he's doing to her either. Antoinette said that's a good one, Miss B. Probably that scammer ship. Dolly said yes, RD Walt. RD. Keisha says if Aunt can't let go, then he should let her go and get the divorce popping. We can only wish. RD says, Hemi girl, yes, Anthony will not forgive Dalen for kissing Amber. He won't. And Dolly says, Miss B, Amber shouldn't have to live like that with Anthony. No, not if he's never going to forgive. No, he won't forgive her or Wayne. You know, he won't forgive her. He's forgiven Wayne, or he can tolerate Wayne, but he won't forgive her. Dolly saying the right, Keisha, and okay, thanks, Dolly. We got 18 in the chat and 18 likes. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, Anthony will never ever. I don't think he'll ever forgive Amber for what she did, and it's understandable, but it's also, it's like, if you would have known before, you wouldn't have married her, or if you would have known sooner, maybe. I felt like when he found out, he should have divorced her then. He should have went ahead on and got the divorce and started the divorce proceedings and divorced her then. There would be no reason why he should want to stay with her unless it was to punish her. And I believe that's what he's just there to punish her, because he should have let that go a long time ago, and it wouldn't be a problem. You and Shayla would be married now. Maybe you'll be happy. Oh, Alexis, don't say nothing. They ain't gonna think I'm talking to us. That PRE is lying. Oh, so PRE gave Anthony the approval to move forward with Denisha. I guess her plan didn't work about the AB. How you gonna give him approval? That's not your man. Oh, I guess I'll look at the video, but that's not your man, honey. He can move forward with her. And if you really felt like she was somebody that only wanted his money before you told him about the AB, why all of a sudden did you change your mind when you told him she wasn't for him and that she only wanted him for his money? Now all of a sudden it's okay. I guess you feel like if he didn't choose him, if he didn't choose you, now you don't care what happens to him. You want her to take his money. Is that it, Pia? You being spiteful now? It's like, yeah, you go ahead on and keep her because I want her to take your money since you didn't choose me. Poor little Tink Tink. That's what somebody called her yesterday. Poor little Tink Tink. And Hemi Girl says people in the comments are now realizing Amber isn't at home anymore. She's busy with all her businesses and she practically stays at Days. I know the other day she said she was going home to take a shower, and we had a little discussion about that yesterday because I was like, why she didn't wash up while she was at Days? But because it looks like she came into Dave's that morning, and then when she was leaving after they made up, she's like, I gotta go take a shower. So she did change clothes because later that day she was wearing Ernestine while playing tennis. So I guess she does still go back and forth. But yeah, nobody stays there anymore. That's why Piari said the house was it was dusty around there. Neither one of them stay there anymore, Amber or Anthony. And I guess the housekeeper can't get in to clean. And Dolly says it's a double standards to tolerate Wayne and not forgive Amber. But we know that, yeah, he does but he's been tolerating Amber also, but a part of it is her punishment. And Dolly says she did, and AD said, thanks, homie. They need to quit because that. So RD says Hemi girl agree. Amber has moved in with Dave. Dave said he can't have his queen uncomfortable. Yeah, well, he got rid of the crazy woman. And Dolly says, uh, that's what I call Piari Miss B poor little tink tink in the words of Cat Williams. I was like, cause she didn't get chosen again. So now she's gonna give her approval. So I wonder what her best friend is going to say when she finds out that Piari gave her approval for Anthony to date Denisha. It's okay with Piari, or will she tell? I wonder if she's gonna tell Shayla. Wonder who gonna tell Shayla about this. Anthony needs to tell her. He told her he was telling her yesterday. I mean the other day that what if he met somebody? Well, you had already met somebody. Keisha says, why did we need that information if Piari really had the AB? That's what I say. So if she had it, why did we need the information? Because we don't think she had it. What there was 63, what percentage were there people that took the poll in here? And this was a short poll, but I can't even find it. Oh, 63% think that she did not, that she didn't terminate. So I don't believe she did either. I think we're going to see that son one day knocking on Anthony's door, or he's going to come to Piari, and then Piari is going to have to tell Anthony, and there's going to be some kind of lie story to go with it because we didn't need to know that ever happened. We already knew what happened, but we didn't need to know the results of what happened unless they're going to use it later. It's in 19 and 18. Yeah, we're going up and down, Dolly. Dolly says, Keisha, what purpose did it serve? That's correct. They're going to use it. They have to use it later on. So once they use it, we'll see that boy again, and that's going to be Shayla and Angelina's karma. Hemi girls, I feel like all the women in Anthony's life who didn't like Amber will like Denisha. Well, they will fake like Denisha, I believe. I don't think they'll like her because Piari has already said that she didn't like her. She didn't care for her. She didn't like her attitude. And if she comes up, and then of course, Shayla does not like her currently, and her dating Anthony may be a threat to Shayla because Anthony could get another child, and but that'll move some assets away from Kai. And but Piari's son, now we're gonna go with Piari's son. When he comes, Kai will no longer be the sole heir. There'll be another one that's older than him, which would really throw a loop in Shayla and Angelina's plans because they feel like Kai is going to be his only heir. I don't understand how they think this man under 50 will never have another child with another woman, but they think that Kai will be his only child. It's not going to work like that. And Keisha said, oh yeah, it said Shayla doesn't like Denisha and Piari is a phony. Yeah, because the only other woman that was really in his, oh well, because Ro was gone, so her opinion doesn't matter. And Coca, but Coca kind of likes Amber now, so I don't know. But it won't even really matter because Anthony will not be tied to them hopefully soon because they're his friends. RD said Shayla is too worried about Tamara stealing Iman. That is like she don't want him. Your other friend got him. So you need to pay attention to that friend before you worry about Tamara because she does not want that man. You worrying about Angelina put that mess in your head. And Dolly says all of them faked with Amber until the truth came out. And Dolly says, I really hope Tamara don't want Iman. I'm sure she don't. I think Iman may want her eventually, but she don't want Iman, and that would just be dirty nasty if he tried to mess with another one of her friends. And Dolly said none of them were around Chantel except for Rolanda. Yeah. So basically, Piari and Shayla, they don't. It's like, yeah, they were fake with Amber, but Piari and Amber never liked each other. They actually, and Shayla and Amber didn't like Piari because they felt like Piari wanted Anthony, which was true. She wanted Anthony. So that's why they didn't like her. They both didn't because that was Shayla's man and Amber's man. So no, Shayla didn't want nope don't like nobody that wants Anthony. The both two of them together. Thanks, Dolly. 19 likes, 14 watching. Y'all new people come on and like, well, it might we might be going down just because. And Lala says Anthony's older son is probably coming because Mike explained to Jacoby how he didn't meet Blake until she was a teenager because her mom never told her he was a father. Yeah, I watched that skit today also, and I'm like, yeah. So are they now going to bring Anthony a son that he didn't know about? Yeah, I mean, we already had that storyline has been covered and done and over with, but I guess we could bring it back and have it be for Anthony now because he'll have a child he never knew about, and Piari will be his baby mama. And will he have to start paying her? Will he have to start giving her the baby mama wage? Because she already works for him, so I wonder. Wayne, are we gonna give her the baby mama wage? Because all the baby mamas get it. And Dolly said, "La la, that's a good point." Yeah, and I truly believe we're going to see this young man. So some people say he's about 21, 22. He should be about 21, 22. But we will probably see him. Dolly said, "Good point." Lala says, Dolly, sometimes people switch between the live and skits to catch up. Yeah, that's fine because y'all be giving me information because I can't switch back and forth. Hemi girl said, Dolly, remember Amber hired Chantel to work at the bar. Yeah, she did. And Alexis said, PR needs to go to AA right now. She's not going. If she didn't go when Rome did everything for her to set it up and all she had to do was call the people and check in, she's not going because she doesn't think she has a problem and she wants to keep wallowing in that problem. But if her trigger was because of the baby and Anthony, then maybe her telling Anthony might be what can relieve her and she can then go and deal with it. But I don't know because she said her trigger was something different, being dumped by men and then she gets dumped by a man. So and she got dumped twice. Roan and then Anthony's like, no, I don't want you either. Dolly says all they do is recycle storylines. It seems like that. Like there's got to be some more storylines we could use. And Dolly says, I remember hearing him, girl. And then Dolly says, Piari do whatever she wants to do and listens to no one. Yeah, she does. If she didn't listen to Ron and she was all so much in love with Ron and he tried to help her. He's a captain saver. He always trying to save somebody. They just made his role. Yeah, Dolly, it is definitely time for something new right now. So, the baby coming back, that's the same thing that we've already experienced. I don't know. Somebody need to go to rehab or something. But we already had somebody in rehab before too. That was the Phil's people and Mike's cousin. They was all in rehab together. So we've done that storyline before. Lala says, Dolly's yes. I always say rinse and repeat on these skits. Yeah, it's like they just keep going and going and going with the same stuff. I don't know. Because I know each team probably has their own creative people, But I wonder if they ever all get together and be like, oh, well, I want to do this right here. And somebody said, nah, we already did that. And then they go around the rooms like, we've already did that. Now we have to come up with some new situations because I'm sure life has more situations than what they're covering. Dolly said exactly. And Hemi Girl says a great storyline would be Dave hiring at a new assistant at it'll be Anthony and Piari's long lost son. Oh, and he develops a crush on Amber. Now, Hemi Girl, that would be one. That would be it right there. He gets an assistant and he gets a male assistant because you know Amber's not going to want another female assistant because you know he already got that history of messing with the female. So now he needs a male assistant, but that would be a good one. Oh yes. That's how that person would get into Atlanta. Or he might already he may not be in Atlanta yet, but that would be a good one. He said he get a crush on Amber and then he find out who Amber is or who she was or yeah. Even if he doesn't get a crush on Amber, it would still be that would be a good storyline. Just to have him working for Dave and almost kind of like working for Dave and Amber. And Amber used to be your father's wife. Oh, yeah. Your father's ex wife. And Keisha says, I think we should be seeing more of the divorce proceeding. Don't you think so? But what they do with these divorces is because they don't want to try to show them, they just go and have them sign the papers and not even be on camera. They just don't even put it on. They don't do a skit for it, which they should. They should kind of. They did that for Ernestine and Jay. They showed us their mediation. So I'm like, they should be showing us this mediation for Amber and Anthony because they're both dug in their position. She wants 50, he says zero. And they're just right there and they're not moving. So one of their attorneys, well, shoot, I guess they don't want to say anything either because they're getting paid monthly right now to do nothing but just wait it out. And Anthony is losing money because Amber's paying for the bill out of his money. She ain't gonna run out of money, Anthony, because she's using yours. She's not using hers. So you would be served in your best interest to go and get it over with because she's depleting your funds. I don't understand why he ain't think about that. But you know, Dolly says I agree, Keisha. And RD says, LOL, Hemi Girl. Now that would be a plot twist. Anthony's son crush on Amber. Yeah, it would be. And Lala says, or crush on Denisha. Could be. Child, he might. Let me stop. He may not know that PR is his mama. Who knows? Miss Fatel said, did she tell Anthony her child was still alive? I haven't watched skits today. No, she said she terminated it, but we all think that that's not true. And Miss Fatel says they showed the full divorce for Shania's parents. Yeah, they did. They did it before, but for some reason they're not even getting us close to this one. And Dolly says either way, it would be a plot twist. Lala and RD. Yeah, it would be. And Keisha said, "What if Anthony's son is Denisha's baby?" Now that would be a plot twist. That one would be cold. But I don't think his son is not old enough. Well, they would have had to been teenagers because Denisha's son is like 12 and Anthony's son probably is no more than like 22. So that would make it kind of hard for him to be Denisha's baby daddy. But it would have worked if the little boy was a little younger. Dolly said that was nice of Ernestine to offer to pay Jay back. Yeah, it was. And I don't see how Jay stuck with Nadia this long because she complains so much. I don't even watch their skits. I watched it today because I wanted to see Ernestine trying to pay the money back and him saying no. But I'm like, she complains too much. She always, she's been complaining for however long and they've been together. Like that man don't. And Lala said, she's laughing at Keisha. Said Anthony said the son to be Anthony's baby daddy. Is like, yeah, that Denisha's baby daddy. That would be hilarious. Oh, Dolly says Shania's mom set the bar in the skits for divorces. Yeah, she did. But they can give Amber something. They can do something with Amber and Anthony, kind of make it interesting. And Keisha says, how many other babies do you think Anthony has? Hmm, I don't know. I've never even thought about it. You know, you would think Mr. Businessman Anthony would be careful, but obviously he's not careful. So who knows? Keisha says, I can't stand Nadia. She's obsessed with Ernestine. She is. And I don't like her voice. And she complains too much. All she ever does is complain about. No, there are no more. Oh, man. Okay, bye. Yeah, she's obsessed with her. And she's been like that. It's like you was with this man while he was still married and you're complaining because he still has to deal with his daughter's mother. Be for real, Nadia. He was never truly yours to begin with. You should leave him alone. If you complaining about him, let that man go. Miss Fatel says, I have too many new stories and no resolution to the old ones. I can't keep up. Yeah. Dolly says Anthony might have more skeletons in his closet waiting to come out. He may. He may have previously had a wife. Who knows? 'Cause we don't know anything going on. We know that Dalen would have never told. Whatever secret Dalen has is safe with him. He's not going to tell Anthony's secrets. So even if Anthony does tell Dalen's, he's not going to tell him. Dolly says, unfortunately, Nadia wants too much. She does. Like, ooh. Dolly says, yep, Miss Faye you on point. And then Lala said, Dolly, I really hoped it was going to pop off this month with the storyline. The one thing I've started to do is I don't expect too much out of these storylines because we think something's going to happen and it never happens. Like Delicia and Iman have never gotten caught. All this time they went to the game and they're sitting out all on national television. Shayla didn't see it. She wasn't watching the basketball game that day. But her phone was broke, but her TV was working. And in the past, she'd be watching television. Not that day. She wasn't watching at all. Like, really, Shayla? But they don't want Shayla to get hers at all. Amber will get it every time. Somebody else will get it, but not Shayla. So Shayla's going to be the CEO of the podcast. Dolly says, what does Anthony have on Dalen so much that Dalen keeps his secrets? I guess because they were best friends, that whatever secrets he has are safe with Dalen. Although he treats Dalen now like dirt, they're okay because you see how Dalen kept the secret of Shayla and Anthony. He kept that. He wasn't the one that exposed them at all. Amber was mad because he knew, but he kept that secret that whole time. He did not tell on Anthony. So I believe if he has any other secrets, he would never tell. But he was shocked when he found out that Anthony and Piari had went there and they didn't tell him because they're best friends. Remember, they're supposed to tell each other everything. Alexis says Anthony is going to jail for hit Amber. Come on now. He's not going to do that. Dolly said, me too, Lala. Miss Fatel said, this is why we know there's going to be a divorce because there's an opportunity to finalize the divorce and they give Anthony a whole new storyline, a whole new backstory and everything. Yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, hopefully that is the direction that they're going in because we do need Anthony's backstory and he'd get a whole storyline out of having a child. Angela said, oh, the good old days. Um, Sylvester says, Dolly, Aunt got a cemetery. Come on now. Come on. Got no cemetery full of women. Angela said, hey, Miss B. Hey, Angela, thanks for stopping by. Dolly says, Shayla, not even the CEO of her own life. Angelina is Sarah, Shayla's CEO. That don't stop her from trying to be the CEO over some other people. Angelina is her CEO. I know she was drained. She'd be drained. That's why her and Zachary don't really click because Angelina had to control Brody and Shayla. She had to think for both of them. She was drained. She was happy she didn't have to think for Zachary. That's probably why they don't really get, she don't pay that much attention to her because Zachary can handle herself. But those other two, she had to think for them. Miss Fatel says, hey, Angela. And Dolly says she's speaking to Angela. And Lala said Pernell was too funny yesterday. Boot camp was going well until Bethany came home. Doesn't she always spoil it? All she had to do was go in the house and wait till Larry came in and say, what was y'all doing? She got to stop it in the middle, misentitled. Angela said, speaking to Miss Fatel and Darling, and Dolly's laughing. Sylvester. Angela says, why didn't Anthony ever tell Dalen about him and Piari? Because they were keeping secrets. That's why. He didn't want Dalen to know that he crossed the line with their friend because Dalen, I don't know what Dalen would have did, but Dolly speaking to Angela. Dolly said Pernell is definitely funny. And Fertel said, did you guys see the video that Angelina posted on her page on Juneteenth? No, I didn't, because I don't really follow her on. I don't think I follow her on her page, but I can go over there and see what it is. But yeah, these folks. Keisha says Aunt might have kids in different area codes. Since it seems like he and his parts have been around. Oh Lord, you say Anthony got a different kid in every area code. Anthony gonna say he hasn't been that irresponsible, but who knows? So now we done gave him a whole thing of kids. And Angela saying this and PR and Anthony storyline makes no sense. See, it doesn't, but we believe now. This is just me saying because everybody here doesn't believe that either. But some of us believe. I believe. How about that? My opinion is that that child is living and breathing, and will be making appearance in these skits real soon, probably a month or so. That child will be here because it makes no sense. There's no reason why we needed that information. Why we need information that doesn't matter. Usually they'll give us some information I think that we need to know for later on. And then you put, yeah, but I don't know. Then you start connecting the dots. But yeah, so they're going to introduce this person in here, and we'll figure out how they're going to do it. We don't know, but we think that that child will be in these skits. And Dolly says Dalen asked Anthony once about who he was sad about in college, and Anthony changed the subject. Yeah, because Anthony don't be telling all his business. He was sad about Piari probably. But Lala says, Fatel, what did she post? Miss Fatel says divorce first. Let them get the divorce first. They don't even seem like they're on that track still. I hope. And Angela says, but Miss B, how PR know it was a male at 4 weeks? Girl, we went through that yesterday. Everybody said you could tell the babies what at you can tell the sex at how many weeks was it, y'all? 20 weeks or 16 weeks or 18 weeks or something. So we think it would, in my estimation, it would have been a later term and not a 4 week term termination. That's me thinking because at 4 weeks you really don't know, and the technology wasn't the same as it is now 20 years ago. So because now they may be able to determine it real quick, but right now, back then, you had to have the genitals in order to know what the baby was. Miss Fatel Lala said apparently some guy tried to attack her and came against her in a parking garage or something, and she had her phone out recording the whole incident, and he called the police. Wow. I need to go see that somebody tried to attack her or came up against her in the parking lot. Man, where was Diesel? And Eklund says, exactly, Angela. Yeah. So about that baby. Hey, how you know it's a boy? We put that one in the ground yesterday. Dolly says, maybe they won't drop the ball with this storyline. We hope not. Okay, Dolly's like we had 23 likes and 14 were watching. Good. People were hitting the like as they came in and dropped back out, and that's fine. Just need them likes, need people to engage. Sylvester says, I don't watch Ant skits, just the reviews. Ant is like Country Wayne, multiple babies. The only ants are imaginary. He forgot if drunk P over his wife, just give us the divorce and he can carry his own storyline. I'm telling you, yeah, definitely give us the divorce and he can carry his own storyline. And we already know Amber can carry her own. And she got Dave next to her to help her. So, and their storyline will heat up and then they'll be breaking up in another month or two after they can after the divorce. And Lala says, Miss Fatal, oh no. Angela says, I have a feeling the child is going to turn up at the mansion looking for Anthony. Yeah, that's what we think too. That's my opinion. We put it out there yesterday, but I think a lot of other people feel the same way that that child's going to turn up someplace looking for Anthony. They said he's going to Dave's gonna hire a new assistant, and that's gonna be the child. The child is gonna be Dave's assistant, and he's gonna get a crush on Amber. Somebody already writing storyline. And Dolly says they had the chat going with that one yesterday. Yeah, we were going with that thing yesterday, boy. Miss Fatel said there's no way she knew the sector of the baby at 4 weeks. And even though we have technology that can find out by blood tests, etc., they wouldn't even waste their time doing. That was what we had it going. We had it going yesterday. We it was like, okay, well, because some people still believe that that's what she terminated, but how she knew she had a boy, I don't know. It had to be, like I said, it had to be very late in the pregnancy for her to know if it was a boy or a girl. And why would you want to know the sex if you were terminating? I don't get it, but I don't know. Angela says, but Priori said 1 month she found out she was pregnant and she took care of it. That's why we think she's not telling the truth. It takes another woman to ask her some questions. Because you know the men, they're not going to ask a lot of questions. They will take exactly what she said. Anthony took it at face value, and Dalen took it at face value. They just took it and said, "Oh, okay." A woman, especially when you told me that it's a boy, how do you know? Angela's like Miss Fatel, exactly. Angela Dolly saying, "Yeah, Angela." And Angela says the fact that Piari says it was a boy makes it questionable. Yes. And Dolly said, thanks for the likes, Chad. And Dolly says, Amber and Anthony both can carry separate storylines. Oh, yeah, they definitely can. They're not extras or, B players. They're A players in this storyline and this skit. So they can do fine all by themselves. Angela says the writers need Amber and Anthony's storyline because he can't carry his own. I think Anthony can. I believe he can carry his own, and we don't need Amber there with him. Like Amber doesn't need Anthony with hers. People said, "Boy, people put Dave in everything." What they put Dave in? Dolly said, "Inquiring minds want to know about this child. Everybody want to know about this child." Amber, a good character actress, and Anthony is also he's a good actor. Well, Amber Anthony over there making y'all mad and making y'all believe that he want to hit Amber and all that stuff. That's good acting. He's not an amateur, and he could definitely carry a storyline by himself. And Angela says maybe if someone else hear about it, they're gonna ask questions and say PR's line. Yeah, like I said, a woman would ask. They would ask some questions. And Sylvester said, just imagine if the removed child shows up, a removed child, okay, shows up for a fall. And Amber said, for Amber, like he said, he would be in his 20s since it was in college, and Ant is in his 40s, like Shay and Denisha, but doesn't respect the wife. Of course. Well, she's not the wife right now, and I don't think that person is coming back unless Amber and Anthony are divorced, because that would be a start of a new storyline for Anthony. He would have to be able to start something new. He can't keep the same storyline with Amber if they hurry up and divorce him. So having a son come up, that's a whole new storyline. That's an Anthony and Shayla thing. Miss Fata said maybe her surname was a boy was a slip, just like Aunt alluded to Denisha being at the house. Well, we don't know if he took Denisha to the house or not. No, we don't see everything. Dolly says 24, 24 likes, 16 watching. Angela said, they said Dave is Denisha's son. I guess her father, Dave, is Michelle's ex-husband, and this Dave is that poor Dave. Yeah, Dave, they're trying to figure out where to put Dave at. And we don't even know anything about Dave, quite, not a lot. Belinda, hi Belinda, thanks for joining us. Said PR is lying because no woman under that emotional state, mean being pregnant, could carry a secret like that for that long. She might, you never know. I mean, I don't know. She should have not carried it that long, but she seems as though she did. Dolly says people saying anything about Dave, which makes no sense at all. They throwing stuff against the wall, and eventually somebody might be right, and they're gonna say, "I was right. I called it." You know how people are. Sylvester says Miss Fayetteville. They don't post everything. Denisha may have been over there. I really don't care if Aunt has a child. We just want a divorce. Hey, we just want a divorce. That's all we want. We trying to get the divorce. And Miss Fatal says, let's start a new room. Dave is Diesel's brother. Okay, Miss Fatal. And he's gonna take Diesel in his mansion. All right, now that's a good one. I said Diesel need to come up because Angelina treating him wrong. And Angelina, if you I don't know if y'all seen that skit with Angelina talking to Diesel, but Angelina was being spiteful because that man left her. Angelina, the man was mentally unstable, and he still is. She was like, "Well, you left me," and da da da. I was like, she mad at him because he left her, not the fact that he had broken down mentally, and which is why he had to get out of there. I was like, man, Angelina, you are spiteful. You know, some days I like Angelina and some days I don't, but I was like, I didn't believe that that's what she's holding against Diesel about that, even that work truck, because he told her basically that's where he lives. And she was being real nasty to him. Um, Angela says because Dave don't tell his business, they say he has secret. Well, mm, everybody got a secret on there now. Dolly saying, "Hey, Belinda." Keisha said, "Miss Fatel, Dave is Rose long lost son." Y'all need to quit. Miss Fatel said, "Right, Keisha." Okay, y'all done gave Dave to everybody. And Keisha said, Angelina is a terrible person. She needs to be on that karma list. I don't know. She may not get hers either. I don't know. They're working on hers right now, and I don't know how it's going to come out. I think she might come out on top. Angela says, Miss Fatel, they say Dave's going to take all Anthony's money. Well, if Anthony invested, he might not get, and he may. And Dolly says they said that it doesn't make Dave honest because he admitted to the truth to Amber. Well, you know how people can just flip something, just it doesn't mean that he's honest because he told her, because he didn't lie to her about Melissa. But I guess they're saying he lying about something else. Okay. Miss Fatel said Angelina is Dave's real mom. Don't they look alike? Y'all better stop. Dave. Now I would believe that one. Dave is Dalen's other brother, because Dalen keep getting he collecting all the strays. So Dave is a stray. He's a stray. He doesn't have another connection on this skit. Yeah, let's give Dave to Dalen. He just gotta go. Dave gotta go over there with the DNA test in hand. Oh, so, and Dolly says Angelina never changed. And Angela said Dave wearing so many hats. Yeah, we gonna figure out a role for Dave. Y'all gonna figure out a role for Dave. Sylvester, so Melissa says, with Dave with Amber and give them a baby. Aunt can have the streets and Amber can have happiness. The writers destroyed the marriage with the fake DNA. I have only watched reviews. Oh wow, you've not watched um the skits, but yeah. Hopefully she can get a baby. But then she's not gonna be happy though. They don't give people happiness. Keisha's laughing. Dolly says Rolanda already had a son in the skits when she was with Wayne, didn't she? But he never came back around. But then they gave her a daughter. Ha ha, Keisha, nice one. Eklund says, yeah, Keisha, that y'all need to stop to him. He's Damon's other brother. Dolly said theories. Oh yeah, it's a lot of theories out there. And Dolly says Damon doesn't need another person to show up at his house. They keep coming though. They keep coming. Oh Lord, he had too many. I don't know how Dalen's who's writing Dalen's skits, but they keep coming. And Mama Regina just sitting there. She trying to straighten him out, but he won't. Antoinette says, I believe Anthony and Piari's son will pop up when Amber's at home. She barely he only got a small window because she's barely there. And Miss Fatel said, I don't know. Oh, you in there? She had a son. I And Miss Fish, she's saying Ro. Yeah, she's saying that Ro, I guess in the beginning they said Ro had a son, but we haven't seen the son. We've only seen the daughter come back. And Keisha says, I'm done now. So right, Miss B Rolanda's son left. And Eklund's laughing at Keisha. And Angela says Angelina was paying Diesel to be with her, but Diesel wanted Coca, and Angelina felt some type of way that she was rejected. But Diesel left, but he didn't leave to go to Coca, and that is what she said too. She's like, "You left me and went to Coca." Angelina, the man is mentally unstable. He was mentally unstable when he was at your house. He's sitting up there in that corner about to go off and you couldn't touch him or anything. And then he got up and ran out. That man was mentally unstable. You unstable too. If you thinking that he left you for Coco. Miss Fatel, thank you guys for making me laugh today. I skipped church because I was down. Oh, glad you today's Father's Day and my mother's birthday, and both of her in heaven now. Oh, we're sorry, and we're glad we made you laugh. Every once in a while, you gotta laugh, but you started that mess talking about Dave. You started it, but you're good though. We're glad we were able to make you laugh. And Melissa says, writers, let's play, sign the papers, and in the ant find the baby tour. It's comical. He can't get viewers without Amber, and we don't want her with Anthony. Well, he got to get some. They've done Anthony's character. They've kind of destroyed his character, but he should be able to get viewers without Amber. I think he can. It's just that the ladies that they put him with, like when he was with Shayla, didn't nobody want him to be with Shayla. Now they got him with somebody else and he won't be with Shayla. So he might be all right. Eklund said Miss B Trey is PR and so you better stop. See, y'all starting again. Y'all starting again. Y'all Trey too old to be their son. Now, if that wouldn't be a plot twist, I don't know what would be. If Trey would wind up being their son. And Lala says, prayer sending you love and prayers, and laughter is healing. Miss Fatal, Lala is and Dolly says, oh, Miss Fatal, here's a heart for both for you because both of my parents passed also in the same year. We sending hearts also, darling. Wow. And Keisha says Amber is funny. She's playing the divorce using the joint account and she wants to be reimbursed for legal fees. Yeah, that part. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm like. Anthony, you trying to wait her out till she runs out of money. She using your money. She's not gonna run out unless you run out, and you can't take her name off the account to stop her. So hearts for Miss Fatal from Dolly. Thank you. We love you too, Miss Fatal. I'm glad we could put some laughter because a lot of times laughter just gets you going and makes you feel so much better. And Melissa saying, Miss Fatal, I understand these holidays hit different with the loved one, with your loved ones. That's definite. They hit different. So I think about my son who's not here, but he didn't get the chance to father a child. So Angela says, will Denisha be the new Mrs. Dalton? At the rate Anthony's going, yeah, she's gonna be the new Mrs. Dalton before he gets rid of the old Mrs. Dalton at this point, unless because if she puts her foot down and says, I need you to get that divorce done, I think he'd do it. Amber needs to befriend Denisha so she can influence Anthony to get the divorce done. And Dolly said, laughter is good medicine for the soul. Yes, it is. Angela says, Miss Fatel, cheer up. I know the feeling, but much love. And Lala sending love and heart prayers to Dolly. And Dolly sending it back to the chat. And Dolly saying, thanks, Lala. I got through them all, and it's 2 o'clock. All right. Good time to cut off. Oh Lord, but y'all, I had fun today. Thank you, Dolly, for me. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Y'all give me love by just coming and hanging out with me for the day, for these 2 hours. I was skeptical about doing this because I was not sure if I was going to be able to do this or not, but I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing a decent job. Melissa says Angela Aunt is married to Amber. Let me see. Said Ann is married to Amber, proposed to Shayla while married, and gave Denisha a ring. Do so. He's already got a line up. Yeah, he does. He already she gonna be Mrs. Dalton before he gets that divorce. Miss Fatel, great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Melissa says blessings. Dolly says you're welcome. Thank you, Miss Fatel. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it definitely. Said Anthony on the roll. Who said that, Dolly? And Miss B. Oh, you didn't get a notification. Do you have your notifications on? Because I posted it like last week, and then I redid it yesterday. I think I updated it yesterday because I was figuring out some stuff how to be able to see the live on both StreamYard and YouTube. So, and I got that together. So, later, Dolly, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. My girl Magnolia wasn't over here today. I miss her. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And I will see you. I'll have some reviews that y'all can watch. And I'll see you guys again next week on Saturday and next Sunday. Well, yeah. Yeah, next Saturday and next Sunday, I'll still be around. And sometimes I'll be going out of town, but I'll let you know before when I'm going to go out of town. All right, guys. Talk to you later.